Hey, it's Coach Jamila, and today we are talking about 3 tips for dealing with your ex and his new woman. So if you've been through an unwanted divorce and your ex has moved on and is now in a new relationship, it's no doubt extremely challenging. Do you feel a tremendous amount of anger or bitterness? Or are you tired of hearing from friends and family or seeing their posts on social media or just hearing about people, all the wonderful things they're doing and how happy their life is? Are you tired of all that? Does that sound like you? All right, then keep watching. So the first tip that I'm going to give you, okay, for dealing with your ex after going through an unwanted divorce, and he's now in this new relationship, is first and foremost, never, ever, 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 ever let them see you upset, okay? No. Do you have a right to be angry? Yeah, because chances are he probably started the relationship while you all were still married, but separated, or even maybe you weren't. Maybe it was some infidelity, some unfaithfulness involved. So whatever the case is, if you're angry and bitter about him and being in this relationship, it's typically because the relationship started before your marriage was completely over and done with. So yes, you have every right to be angry. You have every right to be upset, but never let them see you upset, okay? Always take the high road and be the bigger person, okay? Why? Because no doubt in order to justify his actions and even her to convince herself that it was okay to be with a man in this situation, coming out of a marriage or who was married, they've had to convince themselves of some negative untruths about you. And so what you're not going to do is give them ammunition. And what you're not going to do is give them permission to believe that all the things that they want to say about you are actually true. They're not true. They never were true. Your anger and bitterness and being upset is justified, but it's not going to be interpreted that way by them and not anybody else either. It'll end up making you look like the one that has the issue, and they'll go, oh, I understand why he left her. I get it why he's with her. You understand what I'm saying? So never, ever let them see you upset. Don't deal with them on that level. Always be the bigger person, okay? There is a universal truth that you reap what you sow, and you have to trust and have faith in that, okay? That means it's always true. That means whatever you sow, whatever seeds you plant, that crop is going to come due. We all have made decisions and suffered consequences of things we wish that we could change, but it's a fact. It's always true. So you have to trust and have faith and know and understand that you can't start a relationship in deception or in infidelity or in lies, or hurting people. So in selfishness, deception, or hurting people, and think that you're going to plant those kinds of seeds and have a crop of joy and happiness and prosperity and just all these wonderful and amazing things. Excuse me. If you plant apple seeds, you're not going to get a pumpkin crop. Just don't work that way. So if their relationship is started in these seeds of all these negative things, specifically hurting people, hurting you, hurting your children, listen, they will reap what they have sown. There will be consequences for the decisions that they've made that they will have to face in their relationship. And it's okay that you don't know about it. And it's okay if you never see it happen. But you just have to understand that that's how things work, okay? But you getting upset and looking crazy is not going to bring about any sort of justice. It's not going to prove you right and make them look wrong. It's just going to make you look like you're the one with the issue, okay? So I hope I'm making sense for you on that point. Don't let them see you upset. Now, the second point is put yourself in a bubble. I've talked about this in other videos, but you want to put yourself in a bubble, and that means you want to put all your friends and family, your adult children, on notice. If you have minor children, I understand that there's going to have to be some communication there for you to make sure that your children are safe, okay? And that's absolutely your right as a mother. But in general, you really don't want to hear anything about what's going on in their life or in their relationship, period, ... exclamation point. No. Why? Because every time you hear something about their life and how happy they are and how wonderful it is, whatever healing you've done, all it does is just rip the scab off. And now your wound is sore and it hurts again. It just starts your healing all over. You keep getting hurt every time it happens because you'll go, well, he didn't do that with me. Or, well, how could he be so happy? I mean, we were together for X amount of years and now all of a sudden they have this and that. And what about me? I've been erased. I've been replaced, right? This is where your thoughts go every time you hear something about what's going on with them. So put yourself in a bubble so that you can heal and so that the scab doesn't get ripped off, but actually falls off because you're okay. Okay? But you won't get okay if the scab keeps getting ripped off before you've completed your healing. And the only way you can heal is if you cut them completely out of your life to the fullest extent that's possible. Okay? Now, the last step, and this kind of relates back to the first one, is you want to be the bigger person, and that means killing them with kindness. Now, let me quantify. Does this mean you're going out of your way doing things for them? No. It just means that when you have to have an interaction with them, you are warm and courteous and polite, just like you would deal with a stranger in the store, the lady behind the cash register. You just smile and be nice and say, oh, how you doing? Have a nice day, whatever. That's it. You're just being cordial and courteous. And again, this will eventually work on them, not just to the onlookers who will go, wow, she's not how they tried to say she was at all. Like I said, you weren't anyway, but now it's really just resonating with everyone because you're not behaving in this way that they really, really wanted you to and really needed you to, so that they felt completely right and justified in what they did. But it also will eventually work on them, that they will eventually begin to see and realize, and specifically more so your ex, because he's actually the one that had a relationship with you, not necessarily his new woman. She may never get it, but your ex will then be able to see you for who you were, or are, I should say, the woman that he knew and married and had been in love with for all those years, and not the woman that he tried to create in his mind as this negative person that allowed him to give himself permission to go outside the marriage to get into this new relationship. So that's what it does, is it just simply eliminates and gets rid of you being the distraction and allows people to see them for who they are and what they've done. And it allows you to maintain your inner peace, your inner calm, your reputation, and your relationships. Because if you're negative and you're bitter and you're going around and spewing that everywhere, you're going to find that eventually no one wants to be around that, okay? You do need one or two confidants that you can absolutely confide in and just speak your mind and your heart and your truth and say everything that you really think and feel. Get all your anger and bitterness out in a constructive way, absolutely. But when it comes to dealing with them, you want to, like I said, we're going to review, never let them see you upset. Put yourself in a bubble. You don't need to know anything about their information or their life, and unless you have minor children. And be kind, be polite. Don't be a doormat, but just be polite and courteous. And, because that's who you are anyway. That you're not this angry, bitter person. That's not who you are. All that is just hurt. Okay, you're just hurt. And when we're hurt, that's how we express it, okay? And so you're simply just not allowing your hurt to be worn out like this for them to see, or for anyone else to see that doesn't have the right, to your feelings, okay? So anyway, if you enjoyed this video and if you found these tips helpful, please give me a thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, please click subscribe and the little gray button to get notifications of new videos. If you're on Facebook, please like and follow. And also, if you are in this phase and dealing with this situation and you'd like a little more help because you want to move forward and be in a new relationship, by all means, book a free discovery and action call with me, and I'll be happy to talk with you about working with you one-on-one. All right, take care.